All right, today we are digging into a pretty sophisticated gold scam that just led to 6 arrests down in Texas. And, this isn't just some simple crime. It's a story all about psychological manipulation, huge financial loss, and honestly, a criminal pattern that's way more common than you probably think.
Let's just start with this number, $2.8 million.
That's the total amount of money stolen from vulnerable, elderly victims in Texas, all by a single criminal ring. So let's talk about how they pulled it off.
Okay, first, let's just get the basic facts of the case down, the stuff that made the headlines.
So the whole operation went down in Houston, Texas, and it ended with 6 people getting arrested. The police had been watching this group for over 2 months, and the worst part, they were specifically preying on elderly victims, which just makes this whole thing especially cruel.
So how in the world does a scam like this actually work? Because it's not a simple street crime, not at all. This is a carefully scripted psychological con. Let's break down their playbook.
So here's how it works, and it's chillingly effective. It all starts with a simple phone call. The person on the other end, they claim to be an authority figure, maybe FBI, maybe local police, and they immediately manufacture a crisis. They'll say something like, "Your bank account has been compromised," or "It's linked to a federal crime." The goal is just to create sheer panic. Then, once you're scared, they offer you the solution. They tell you, to protect your money, you have to immediately, right now, withdraw all your savings and buy solid gold bars. And then comes the final, devastating step. They send a so-called courier right to your front door to pick up that gold for safekeeping. And poof. Just like that, a person's entire life savings can vanish in an afternoon.
So, who were the people running this scam? And, more importantly, who were they targeting?
Well, police arrested these 6 individuals. And what's really interesting here is the family connection. The suspects actually include a father and son, Iqbal and Mudassir Lakhani, who are allegedly working together on this whole scheme.
Now, the victims, they were not chosen at random. This wasn't bad luck. This criminal ring deliberately went after the elderly, exploiting their trust in authority and, in many cases, their isolation.
And if you want to understand just how devastating this was on a personal level, get this. In one case, a single victim was manipulated into handing over more than $250,000.
This wasn't just pocket money. For so many of these people, it was everything. They lost their entire life savings. The money they had worked their whole lives to save for retirement. Gone in an instant. But here's the thing. This case in Houston, it's not some bizarre one-off event. It's actually a single piece of a much larger and really troubling national trend.
And this isn't the first time jewelers have been caught up in schemes like this. Investigations have actually linked other businesses to similar scams. This suggests it's not just isolated crews, but maybe even a wider network that's creating this pipeline, turning a victim's life savings, now in the form of gold, into untraceable cash for criminals.
Yeah, it's really important to get the difference here. We hear a lot about retail theft, right? Like people shoplifting from big box stores. But this is a totally different beast. This isn't about grabbing a product off a shelf. This is a complex, psychological fraud designed to completely dismantle a person's financial security through pure manipulation.
Okay, so this brings us to what's probably the most important part of this whole thing. How can you and the people you care about avoid becoming the next victim? Well, it all starts with understanding their game.
At its heart, this is what's called an impersonation scam. The entire con hinges on one thing: the criminal's ability to make you believe there's someone they're not. A police officer, an FBI agent, basically anyone with authority that you're conditioned to trust.
Okay, so let's get right to it. Here are the giant red flags to watch out for. A real government agency will never, and I mean never, call you and demand you buy gold. It just doesn't happen. They will not threaten you over the phone with immediate arrest, and they will absolutely, positively never send a courier to your house to pick up anything. If you get a call like this, there is only one thing to do: hang up immediately. And seriously, please share this information. Talk to your parents, your grandparents, any elderly relatives or neighbors you have. Just letting them know about this tactic could save them from financial ruin. At the end of the day, these scammers thrive on 2 things: panic and ignorance. By simply understanding their playbook, you take away their power. When it comes to protecting yourself and your family from fraud like this, knowledge really is your best and strongest shield.